Right, here's how to jack up a C4 Chevrolet Corvette. Now, we'll start with the front. Now you can see there's markings here, these little tabs here. That's marking the factory jacking point. So if you're using the factory jack, there's a little adapter thing that clips up into here, and that's where you jack it using the factory jack. But if you're using a floor jack, you don't want to jack it there because there's brake lines here on this side and there's fuel lines on the other side, and there's a bunch of plastic in here as well, so you don't want to be putting a jack under there anywhere. You want to move forward on the car a little bit. This is the front. And jack on these pinch welds here, and I'll go underneath the car and show you in a minute here, or just on the inside of those pinch welds. There's a really strong part of the subframe, I guess you'd call it. You can get a piece of wood, like I got a 2x2 right here. That will sit up nicely in there like that, and then you can jack on that wood. Okay, we'll head underneath and have a better look at that. Now coming around to the underside, you can see here's that pinch weld, or set of 3 pinch welds really. Let's see if I can get it up under there. Where you can jack, or you can jack behind the pinch welds with a piece of wood right there, and that's what I like to do. A little piece of wood will spread the force along that section here and keep away from the brake lines or the fuel lines on the other side, and just jack there. And we can demonstrate that. Tucking our jack under. You could use a floor jack. I have the good fortune of having one of these nice air jacks. That's the back tire, the rubber rubbing on the hoist. To the back, you'll see the factory little markings here and here, so the factory jack goes in there. You don't want to use a floor jack there. There's a brake line, emergency brake cable, and just a bunch of plastic in this area. So you want to go back further toward the wheel, and if you can see up under there, there's some pinch welds in here. You've got to be careful of the emergency brake cable on this side and of the fuel lines on the other side. But there's some pretty strong, thick pinch welds in here. And then from underneath the vehicle, you can see just in front of the rear wheel, this is the area that I'm talking about in here. And what you can do is if you can find a little piece of 2x4, here we go, a little 2x4 square here, about maybe, well, about 3.5 inches square, I guess. Fits pretty good right in there. And that'll spread the weight among all these big pinch welds while keeping your jack away from the brake lines or the fuel lines on the other side. And there you can see fuel lines and the pinch weld area on the other side. Emergency brake's on, but it's off the ground. And that's how you jack up the rear of a C4 Corvette with a floor jack. Back and front, right up in here. Thanks for watching.